Good morning and welcome to the AccelerateHER Awards 2020 finals. I'm Elizabeth Pirrie, Chief Operating Officer of Investing Women and your MC for the day. This is our 5th AccelerateHER Awards final and our first one online. I know the world can seem like a pretty bleak place at the moment, and so it was really important for us not to cancel the finals. Instead, our fabulous team pulled out all the stops to find a solution, and I hope you'll agree that they've done a great job. That said, please be kind. This is the first time we've done anything like this, and there are a lot of things that are out of our control. There are bound to be some technical hitches, but we'll do our best to get them sorted quickly and still deliver a fabulous final for you today. Now, this might be our first event like this, but I can assure you it's not going to be our last. We're working hard behind the scenes to produce a series of online events as an alternative to our normal face-to-face events, so that we can continue working with the ever-growing AccelerateHER community. Now, more than ever, it's crucial that we support female founders in everything that they're doing to have their business thrive and survive. Now, we couldn't do anything of the work that we do without our wonderful partners. So I'd like to take a moment to thank them in no particular order. These are the Scottish Government and Scotland Can Do, Barclays Eagle Labs, CGI UK, Skyscanner, and our rising star sponsors, Aberdeen Considine and MHA Henderson Logie. Thank you for the support you give to us and the AccelerateHER community. Next, I'd like to introduce you to our 3 judges for the day, undoubtedly the people with the hardest jobs. These are Ben Davey, CEO of Barclays Ventures, Kirsty Ramsey, Vice President Consulting Delivery at CGI UK, and last but not least, Kate Ho, Principal Data Product Manager at Skyscanner. Those of you who were at the semi-finals will recognise Kate and Kirsty, and we're delighted to have Ben join that team for the finals. Now, at this point, I do have to say a few words about COVID-19. There is no denying that the global situation is going to have a profound effect on all businesses, and our 12 finalists are no exception. However, we are still at the very early stages of this, and the situation is evolving by the minute. I've advised our finalists not to make reference to this in their pitch, and I've also asked the judges not to ask questions on this. I've no doubt that each of the finalists are closely monitoring the situation and constantly revising plans and strategies to cope. But for the next hour and a half, let's put those worries to one side. Our 12 finalists, which you'll see on the screen just shortly, were selected by our judges at the semi-finals on the 25th of February in Glasgow, back in the good old days when we could have gatherings of more than 2 people. You're going to hear from each of them in turn. They will deliver a 3-minute pitch, followed by 2 minutes of questions from the judges. Now, 2 minutes isn't long, so judges, please keep your questions short, and finalists, make your answers concise. I am your timekeeper for today, and for those of you who were worrying that this would change things, I do have my bell. I will ring that at the end of your 3-minute pitch, and you will move immediately on to the Q&A session. I'll then ring the bell again at the end of the 2 minutes, indicating the end of that. Once all the pitching is over, the judges will meet in a private Zoom huddle to compare their scores and make their decision. We'll be back on YouTube live at 2 o'clock this afternoon with Investing Women CEO Jackie Waring to announce the winners. So with all that said, judges, are you ready? I'm hoping that's a yes. Let's hear from the first of our finalists in the Disruptive Innovation category, Chantal Epp from ClicknClear.
Hello.
Hi, Chantal.
Hi, Elizabeth. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. We are ready when you're ready.
Great. I'll just share my screen and I'll start the presentation and then I'm good to go. Tell me when you've started the stopwatch.
I'll start as soon as you start speaking.
Okay, brilliant. ClicknClear deliver officially licensed music to performance sports worldwide, a market worth $2.4 billion annually. We have no direct competitors, strong barriers to entry, and are in a unique position to legally enforce very high market penetration. Sports such as dance, gymnastics, figure skating, cheerleading, and more, performance sports, where music is intrinsic to the routine, currently have no way to license music. Sony Music sued the cheerleading industry for multi-millions for infringing on their copyright by editing and adapting music into a mix to accompany their routine. All performance sports have this problem. They want to license music to eliminate legal risk and increase athlete participation and engagement in their sport, but the music industry is unable to service the millions of specialist licenses required each year. I'm a world champion cheerleader and a music licensing professional, so set up ClicknClear to solve this problem. We already have deals in place with over 350 labels and publishers, including Sony, Warner, BMG, and more, clearing adaptation and choreography rights, amongst others, mostly on an exclusive basis. We then put B2B deals in place with international sport federations to become their exclusive provider. Due to strong governance structures in place, they have the power to enforce rule changes and mandate our solution. We are the only approved music provider for the International Cheer Union and USA Cheer, and are working with several national federations, including China, on implementing our solution. But while sports can write the rules, they need technology to help enforce them. There are three parts to our technology. First, the rights management database, which ingests and matches music metadata based on the deals that we've signed, and controls the upload of only 100% fully cleared music onto the licensing platform, which is a marketplace where teams can instantly license that music for $15 or $25 per track per mix for 1 year's use. Think iTunes, but with specialist rights. Like Apple, we take a commission on every transaction. It also stores the license details for the license verification system, which ingests the music mixes made by the teams, recognizes the music being used in each mix, and verifies that against the team's license agreement. Together, this delivers a fully auditable trail of licensing to federations and event producers at all competitions in their sport. We have a strong management team, together with myself, David Walsh, who is a tech and IP licensing veteran, who IPO'd Arm and Frontier Developments and built billion-dollar valuations. He invested in and works full-time for ClicknClear. Our dev lead, Nick, is a computer science and AI and music recognition expert. So we're in a very strong position to legally enforce in our market with no direct competitors, and expect rapid growth in revenue and valuation, generating hundreds of millions by 2025. We've raised £375,000 to date, and are now seeking further investment of £1 million to help us take the next step to grow revenue. We plan on building on our dev team, rolling out the license verification system, and engaging closer with our sports. Thank you.
Oh, bang on the 3 minutes, Chantal. Well done. Judges, questions?
Hi there. First of all, great job, Chantal. Very nicely presented. I've got 2 questions and then we'll hand over to other judges. First one, it sounds like you're up and running. You've got your partnerships. Are you already revenue generating?
So we still are working on getting all of the content from our rights holders up onto the licensing platform. We are in like a beta stage right now with cheerleading, and we're planning on doing an official launch this summer, now that we've signed Sony and some of the other big rights holders that we needed.
Very good. And then second question is the competitive landscape. You say that there is no one in the market. Is there really no one in the market, or no one as advanced as you are in your thinking?
There are no direct competitors, meaning there is no other fully legal solution in the market. Our biggest competitors is the illegal use of music. And then also there are music producers who are making cover versions of music, which is actually illegal because it doesn't cover the publishing rights for the works. So yeah, in a sense that is exactly what it is.
Understood. Thank you.
Chantal, great presentation, as similar as last time. You mentioned that you're looking to raise £1 million in terms of investment for the next round. Can you go into a little bit more details around what you would hope to do with that money and how it would accelerate your business?
Yeah, so with that, we plan on, as I said, building out our dev team. So we're looking to hire sort of another 3 or so developers. We have 2 at the moment, so we're looking to hire 2 to 3 developers to help us on all of the tech developments that we have in-house. And then the next part is rolling out that verification system. So trialing that at big competitions. And of course, these competitions happen all over the world. So we have to be traveling to get around the world and run those trials. And that can, of course, cost quite a bit.
Well done. That's the 2 minutes questioning up. Thank you very much, Chantal.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
So while the judges are finishing off their notes on Chantal, I thought I would share a bit of history of the AccelerateHER Awards. We're now in our 5th year, and in that time, we have had over 600 entries, resulting in 17 Ambition winners, 1 Rising Star, and 13 Growth winners. Our winners have had the opportunity to take part in 6 international market building missions to 3 different countries, making countless connections and learning from some of the top business names in these countries. And that's not to mention 1 trip to the Mojave Desert to visit Richard Branson's spaceship company and rub shoulders with astronauts. Quick hello to those of you who are watching along on YouTube. I've seen some comments popping up already, and we'd really appreciate that, and we're just so delighted that you can all join us. Judges, have you finished your notes?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Kirsty, I'm going to assume that's a yes from you too, and we will move on to our next finalist in the Disruptive Innovation category, Fiona Gillis and Christine Hartland from Smash. Do we have Christine and Fiona there?
Yeah, we
Excellent.
certainly do.
Fantastic. So as with Chantal, ladies, I will start the timer as soon as you start talking. So just when you're ready.
Okay, great. Are you ready, Christine?
Yep, I am.
Lovely. Let's begin. Good morning, everybody. Without getting the right deck to the right people, it's unlikely a tech startup will grow into a thriving business. The same rules exist in the world of content creation. All our favorite films, TV shows, music videos, and games began life as a pitch. Over the next 5 years, Netflix and Amazon Prime alone will spend $20 billion on acquiring original content. But this huge opportunity for our content creators is hampered by outdated practices and protectionist attitudes, because behind the scenes, it's difficult to get new ideas off the ground. There are no standardized project presentation tools. Legal fees are expensive, and sales projections are closely guarded by vested interests. These barriers contribute to a lack of diverse content and new creative talent. Smash transforms how ideas are pitched, discovered, and commissioned. I'm Fiona Gillis, and this is Christine Hartland, and we're established content creators. And together with Mahesh Ramachandra, an experienced digital pioneer, we've developed a platform to solve these problems. Smash streamlines processes for anyone who is creating content. Smash is the only platform that enables them to build interactive project presentations with mood boards, links to cast lists and crew bios, to create show reels and design dynamic budgets. They can then share these presentations with the creative teams, with investors, commissioners, and track who's seen them. And uniquely, we can give content creators tailored market values for their film projects. Now, this powerful suite of tools improves workflows and saves time and money, but it also opens up the arena to entry-level creatives with potentially lucrative content ideas, but little knowledge about how to present them. Following phases include a talent discoverer, a curated service enabling commissioners to identify diverse talent and attract new audiences. So in short, the Smash platform will provide accurate sales projections, streamline and automate inefficient business processes, improve budgeting and financial flows, and set a new standard for the way projects are presented to the market. Revenue is generated by tiered subscription, production tools, legal templates, accessing sales projections, and hosting. Our test platform has been shared internationally and has paying users. We've been backed with further investment from our incubator, We're raising SEIS, and we have a clear exit strategy. AccelerateHER would enable us to scale Smash. Smash is a global business with the potential to become the content creators industry standard. Thank you for listening.
Oh, another bang on the 3 minutes. Well done. Judges, questions?
So Fiona, can you talk a little bit about your financial requirements right now and what you're looking to do in the next couple of steps?
Yep, certainly. Well, we're building a prototype at the moment. Our incubator, Activate Media, they are helping us, they're supporting us through that. They've invested in some of that. So we're working closely with Mahesh. We're raising SEIS. And at the end of our we have a budget for that if you'd like to see that. But at the end of that, we will have a prototype that's working and out there. At the moment, we have a test kind of smoke and mirrors website that's out there that we've shared with a select group of people. And that has been really well received. So we know there's an audience. We know that people need what we're offering. And the SEIS may enable us to complete phase 1.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm okay for questions. That was a good pitch. Thank you for that.
And I've got one question. How do you see yourselves distributing in the early stages? What's your route to market?
Our route to market is we are connected to a lot of producers. We work in the industry, we have content creators. So we've got a very, very good industry network of content creators. Our initial focus is on the independent film market in the UK. And as I mentioned, we had shared that with a small group of our Smoke and Mirrors website with a small group of independent producers who have now shared it kind of globally, which was a little unexpected, but rather exciting. So, I think initially it'll be word of mouth. We had a showcase at the Berlin International Film Festival at the European Film Market last month before the world closed down, which was very exciting. And so word of mouth spreads very quickly within our industry. And then I kind of goes out into the wider world. But we're really keen as well on bringing in new talent and opening up the world of content creation to those people who maybe haven't gone to film school and haven't been able to spend 100 grand or whatever it is to go.
Thanks very much, Fiona. I'm going to have to stop you there. I have rung the bell. Well done. Well done. I think there was Bye, Fiona. There was a slight technical hitch there. I don't think the slides shared from Christine's end, so apologies for that. Hopefully that didn't take away from the presentation, judges. As you finish your notes there, in 2016, the AccelerateHER Awards started small. We had just one winner, Leah Hutchin of Appointed, and she was announced the winner at a very grand dinner at Edinburgh Castle. Appointed is an online booking system and scheduling app, which was way ahead of its time when we first saw it in 2016. It allows you to manage your calls, meetings and team calendar, and I imagine that they're busier than ever in the current circumstances. I caught up with Leah a few months ago and she was telling me how much winning AccelerateHER helped her business at that point in time. And she's still very much part of our AccelerateHER community. In fact, she might even be watching along just now. So, hi Leah. What we'll do now is we'll get our next finalist, Tersha Willis, on the screen and get you sharing your slides so that we have that ready. We'll learn from our past mistakes before we check if the judges are ready.
Hi.
Hi, Tersha. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Shall I?
Yes, go ahead and share your slides.
Yeah, give me a moment, 1 second. Here we go.
Fantastic. Right, judges, are you ready?
Yes.
Terrific. All right.
When you're ready, Tersha, off you go.
Hey, I'm Tersha. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Terrible Merch. We're an innovative new kind of music merchandise company, and we're helping artists make money in the last remaining physical revenue stream in music without a digital competitor. It's a $3.5 billion market. We have over 330 clients and nearly £500,000 in revenue per year. And we're the first ever 360 solution to all the problems in merchandise, which are myriad. And we're solving most of them with just a few simple things. We're making the right products at the right volume. We're using great design and quality. We're facilitating borderless payments. And we've built specialist tools and services. So this is TM Live. It's a simple and powerful tool. It does everything from stock reports to inventory to sales reports at the end of every night. And it will eventually be a borderless payment gateway that can be used everywhere. The market opportunity is big. 21.9 million people attend live music events in the UK every year, and we expect to see that grow even bigger in the next year. And the mobile POS market, which we ultimately will enter into, is barely penetrated with only 7.3% in 2020, and 65% of all transactions it shows are made by card. So there's a huge opportunity there. We have a little competition. SumUp is a borderless payment gateway. Bravado is a music merchandise company, and App Venue is a tour scheduling and kind of merchandise inventory, and also sales report app. We combine all three. You can always judge a company by the company it keeps, and we keep some pretty good companies, you can see. We also have a really exciting roster, most of which is female, 74%. Our route to market is simple. We have client referrals and positive endorsements. I appear in quite a few panels and at conferences. TM Live platform and mobile app speaks for itself and brings people in. And partnerships with venues and promoters in the future will help us grow even more. In our beta app revenue, we saw 21 users make over £6,000 each. And we also got about half of that. If we scale that up to 1,000 artists, we're looking at quite a lot of money per artist. And we're looking at 3.1 million for us. If we add in the transaction fees to that, 2.6% of all artist revenue will also come to us. Here's our founding team. It's pretty great. The only people you really need to note are Maud, who's head of Parks and Recreation. She holds the team together pretty well. We're looking for £1 million for 20% stake in Terrible Merch, and we're going to use this money to expand into the US, the EU, make some new hires, and continue development on TM Live and the payment gateway. And now I can take any questions.
Oh, you caught me unawares, Tersha, because you're not quite 3 minutes. Go for it, judges. Questions.
Very good. Tersha, great job again. Just very quickly, which is the part of your platform that people initially go to? Is it the merchandising? Is it the stock flow? Is it the payments? Is there any one feature that stands out?
It's basically I think it's basically the sales reports for the merchandising on the road, because that's a problem that no one's really solved. Being able to have sales reports at every point. That's the one thing that artists desire, and it's one thing that takes up most of their time. So that's kind of its USP as its first thing. But we need to make money, so we figure building a payment gateway in is the smart way forward. Very good.
Tersha, could you tell us a little bit about what your wider team actually do? I get what Maud does. What are the other key roles there?
Sure. Yeah. Well, Max is head of our design and production and music. He kind of does all our A&R and artist outreach. He was an artist himself, so he really understands the music industry. He toured for many, many years. Sabina is a designer and production manager. She's incredibly talented. Jack, my co-founder, was a musician. He's an artist manager. He also founded a record label, so he has a lot of music experience. And then, of course, our development team, well, they do all the stuff that we don't understand how to do in that language.
Okay, thank you.
And what would be, Tersha, like, what would be the next big thing that will unleash explosive growth inside your company?
I think basically it is the payment gateway. It's providing a borderless payment gateway, an all-in-one solution that solves everything for artists where they only have to go to one place. So that's kind of a new addition to our plan, is actually making it a complete solution. So they come to us, we design, we manufacture, and we do it just happens all at once, and it's seamless. And no one else has ever done that before. So we'll be the first of our kind to do it.
That's great. Well done, Tersha. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. So in 2017, the awards got bigger. We introduced the ambition category for early stage companies and the growth category for companies with high growth potential. The winners in both categories were announced at a dinner at the Sheraton Grand in Edinburgh, where the broadcasting legend that is Kate Adie had regaled us with stories from years of reporting in war zones. We had 11 winners in the ambition category: Karina Moore of Kittywig, Catherine Truell of Allegrant, Sydney Chasen of Lil Pop, Katrina Morrison of Everactive Apparel, Laura Draper of Gooseberry Pink, Joanna Mackenzie of Clean Bees, Fiona McIntyre of Grey Hope Bay, Victoria Hamilton of Recoil Knee Pads, Mary Hawkes of Johnny Mac's Oysters Limited, Angel Zoo of High Home Away, and Martha Mackenzie of Seltzer. I'll tell you about our growth winners after we hear from the first of our CleanTech and Climate finalists, and also apologies to any of those 11 whose names I mispronounced. Is Jacqueline there, Alison? Can you let her in the room?
Hello.
Hi, Jacqueline. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good stuff. Now, I happen to know that you're not using any slides today.
That's
so
correct.
We will just check. Judges, are you ready?
Yep.
Yes, ready.
Terrific. Ready when you are, Jacqueline. Take it away.
Okay. So I'd like to take you on a journey to the bottom of the sea, to where the foundations of an offshore turbine meet the seabed, because there you'll find an opportunity to solve a problem. The problem is grout. Grout is a time-consuming and expensive part of the installation process. So much so that Scottish Power Renewables launched an innovation competition looking for alternatives. My name is Jacqueline and my business won that competition. So our solution is entirely grout-free. It saves time. It saves up to £300,000 per turbine, or 2% of capex on a typical farm. And less people and vessels are required offshore, making it safer with a reduced carbon footprint. We're at TRL3 with 1 patent granted and a second one filed. Our target market are wind developers. They are end users, but they don't buy parts. So our economic buyers are the installation contractors who build the farms. Our business model is to partner with a foundations designer and a composites manufacturer, and together we'll provide a package solution to the installation contractors. To bring all this to market, I won Innovate UK funding to look at the feasibility of our technology and demand. Our IUK partners are Scottish Power Renewable, an end user, Atkins Limited, a foundation designer, and the Offshore Renewable Energy Catapult. I also won funding to look at using composites as a material of manufacture. Over the last 6 months, I've raised £175,000 in grant funding to do these feasibility studies and to gather the data and evidence that we'll need to base the next round of financial decisions on, because we will need more funding and investment to proceed. Offshore wind is tipped to be the next $1 trillion industry. The UK alone needs 4,000 new turbines over the next 10 years. Now that might not sound a lot, but at £10 million a pop, that's a huge investment. The growth markets are the USA and China, presenting an opportunity to export our IP and finished device globally. So the team is myself. I drive the business working with Ian, a marine engineer. We are only 2 people, but we work pretty much full time with our IUK partners, who are 9 people with experience and expertise ranging from foundation design and installation through to economic impact analysis. But I do want to grow the team, and I'm actively looking for ways to hire a product development lead. I also have a mentor, Zoe Barnes, and Zoe holds a number of key positions and directorates in offshore wind. So I want to start talking to investors now so that when the time comes, that ball is already rolling. So I'm Jacqueline. I have a mechanical alternative to grout for the growing market of offshore wind.
Well done, Jacqueline, and I didn't get to ring my bell again. Judges, questions?
Just see if Kate wants to kick off.
No, please, Ben.
Okay, so I have one question on the business model. And again, another great presentation, Jacqueline. So is your model here sort of IP protect, and then license to partners to develop? Or do you see yourselves as much more central to both the IP piece and also then the manufacture and distribution?
We see ourselves as much more essential, so we would like to partner with a foundation designer and a composites manufacturer, and that then allows the three of us to work together to present this package solution. It also gives us access to their supply chain, their customers, and also by the three coming together, it spreads the product and design liabilities.
Very clear, thank you.
No questions from me. Jacqueline, great presentation, no thank you.
Yeah, no questions from me either. Great presentation as always.
In that case, could I just have one more if we've got one more minute? Which is, I mean, fascinating. You filed a patent. You've got one in chain as well. Are there any actual alternatives you're aware of out there to what you're doing, or is this pretty well unique in market?
No, there are alternatives, but we think we have a better product offering. For example, there is one product at the moment, but the lock is permanent, whereas our lock is fully reversible, which is a benefit when it comes to decommissioning.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Well done. I didn't get to ring my bell at all for you there, but great pitch there. Thank you.
Thank you.
So still in 2017, we had 3 winners in the growth category that year. We had Heather McLeod of Wuha Brewing, Polly Van Eilstein from Scottish Bioenergy, and Rebecca Pick from Pick Protection. They were the first to receive the prize of going on an AccelerateHER market building mission, heading to Silicon Valley in April 2017, along with her CEO, Jackie Waring, and some other top Scottish female founders. Wuha Brewing produces award-winning lagers and ales from their brewery in Moray and are now supplying all over the globe. Scottish Bioenergy produce a natural blue food colourant and recently opened their new production facility in Lockerbie with space to hold a number of their 50,000 litre production tanks. Pick Protection initially started as a wearable attack alarm that would link to the police, but has evolved over the years to provide a solution to the employee protection problem that many firms face. Rebecca of Pick Protection was named one of the 5 most influential women in tech by The Scotsman and was featured in the YWCA 30 under 30 list. Very impressive young lady. And from one impressive young lady on to another, I believe Aislinn is waiting to join us now from Nomad Engineers. Hi, Aislinn.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Good, I'm good, thank you. Would you like to go ahead and share your screen?
Sure. So just press the screen button, yeah?
Mm-hmm. The share button down the bottom.
Yeah.
Terrific. Judges, are you ready?
Yes, thank you.
Terrific. Aislinn, ready when you are.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Aislinn Penley. I co-founded Nomad Engineers to bring commercially viable clean energy from ocean waves. My business partner, Dave, and I started this business for 2 very different reasons. He's fascinated with the endless energy in waves, and I fell in love with what's underneath them. That's me in the picture there. And I've seen the devastation climate change is causing. Together, these are also the reasons why the World Energy Council estimated wave energy at $1 trillion market potential. A perfect opportunity to build a profitable business while we help to save the planet. But it's not that easy. Wave energy always suffered from high cost. So how did I manage to convince these 8 technical masterminds to work around the clock for me? They each have 10 years experience in wave energy and these reputable names on my board. Could wave energy be commercially viable? That would be the holy grail. Now I'm going to show you the major breakthroughs that our company owns and our plan to win the market. We moved the design onshore, utilizing existing breakwaters, and that cut down the capex by 10 times. Normally, near shore, smaller waves, which means less energy harvest. Most other companies looked at this and they moved back offshore. But we managed to increase the energy harvest with these 4 breakthroughs. 1, the breakwater effect, which increases the wave height. 2, electromechanical generator, which comes from aerospace industry. 3, tidal tracking mechanism, and a robust storm protection mechanism. Together, these are game changers. And yes, we do own the IP. This brings us to our plan to win the market. Step 1, to install a demo at Peterhead Harbour Breakwater, where we have signed agreements in place. 2, monitor the performance. 3, sell power plants. And 4, growth by licensing and partnering relationships globally. We need to raise £500,000 for our demo project in Peterhead, and recognition from you in this audience would help me tremendously to raise this initial funding. Today, me and my business partner are in complete agreement. Oceans are an endless source of clean energy, and the world is now threatened. So please do accelerate me. Let's help save the planet and win in a rapidly growing market. Thank you.
Well done, Aislinn. And again, within the 3 minutes, so no bell. Judges, questions?
Hello.
Yeah. Hi there. Hi, Ashley. Can we talk a little bit about distribution? So I kind of get how you're going to work with partners, but can you talk a little bit about what commercial partners you're going to be working with first, and how what the trajectory of the growth is?
For the growth, if you're asking about the growth, the differentiator in our model is that we can attach these to many different existing structures, such as breakwaters, offshore platforms, wind platforms, where we could partner with these development companies, such as a civil company who's doing a breakwater construction, or a wind developer, and we can partner and have it through a license agreement, and include to their development like that.
I guess, do you have just as a follow-up question, do you have a particular sector you would like to start off with? So you named a number of these. Is there a preferred?
The initial market that we're planning, because Peterhead is one of the busiest ports in Scotland by fish processors, there is a significant energy demand there. We've already done many meetings with the fish processors there, and they're very interested to buy outright. So as soon as we do a proof of concept and we pass through a winter period and prove that it's going to be robust in Scottish conditions, we believe we can do a sale. So that will be maybe the initial market, the fish processors. We're also talking to oil and gas sector, because being in Aberdeen, and I do work in an oil and gas company as well. So we're already talking to them for a feasibility project as well.
Great, thank you.
And bang on the 2 minutes for questions. Well done, Aislinn. Great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Moving on to 2018 now. This saw us back at the Sheraton, this time with an entertaining talk from Jenny Campbell of Dragon's Den fame. We had 6 female founders who were crowned ambition winners that year. Anya Roy of Sirona Women, Lily Ash of Real Talk, Anna Devitt of Direct Debit, Isatu Njai of Drink Biotic, Raquel Wing of the Clean Hub, and Rachel Jones of Snapdragon, who we'll hear a little bit more about later. Once again, apologies for any names that I mispronounced there. So sticking with the climate and, the CleanTech and climate category now, I'd like to ask Elaine Golson to enter the room. That nervous pause while we all wait and hope that the tech is going to work. Are you there, Elaine?
Yes, hi, can you hear me?
Phew.
Sorry.
You had me a wee bit worried there. I can hear you, I can
yeah.
see you. Would you like to share your screen now?
I will attempt to do that. Has that worked?
Just give it a wee minute and it should come up. No, it hasn't worked.
Oh, it's worked on my screen. I've now got a picture of you, Elizabeth, for some strange
Oh dear,
reason.
I'm sorry. So go back to, have you got the red stop, the red sharing at the top? No, you're not sharing a screen at all. If you click on the green button at the bottom, share screen.
Okay, hang on 2 seconds. Nope, nothing is happening. Hang on 2 seconds, I'll see if I can get back to this. There we go. Is that working? Is that working?
No, I'm afraid not, Elaine. Am I right in thinking you're still just sticking with one slide, or had you split it up?
I am. No, I'm still sticking with one slide. So
in which
I
case,
guess if you can...
let's just go with just your lovely face instead.
That's great. Thank you.
Ready when you are.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. So I would like to introduce you to Sprint, our carbon-friendly pipe connection system. Sprint is the alternative to welding of metal pipelines and can be used in any industry that requires a permanent pipe connection. We are currently targeting the oil and gas industry, and this industry has come in for a lot of criticism recently with regards to its environmental agenda, and everyone is demanding that it change. But 97% of everything you use this morning came from an oil and gas derivative. Indeed, it's predicted that by 2050, 46% of global energy consumption will still be drawn from fossil fuels. So this industry isn't going away, but it is in transition to net zero carbon emissions. But it's imperative that we not only hold them to that net zero transition, but we give them the means by which to do so. The Sprint system can offer this industry the ability to reduce joint-related carbon emissions by over 70%. The system itself is made up of a sleeve, a metal sleeve, and a forming machine. We slide the patented sleeve over the pipes to be connected, and we apply pressure, creating a very strong, high-integrity, leak-free seal. The fully automated process takes less than 1 minute and requires only 2 to 4 personnel. Welding, alternatively, is expensive, complex, prone to human error, and time-consuming. It is labour and equipment intensive, and it takes up huge amounts of transportation miles for both air, land, and sea. Unlike Sprint, weld uses heat to form, thereby inducing joint corrosion. 47% of pipeline failures have been attributed to weld issues and joint corrosion. In the US, in the last 20 years alone, there have been over 6,000 pipeline failures, causing untold environmental damage, causing nearly 300 deaths, 1,500 injuries, and costing over $10 billion. Sprint can positively impact on these figures by reducing carbon emissions, increasing safety, but importantly, increasing pipeline integrity. And we can bring the assets online faster and more economically. We've had extremely positive meetings with over 20 operators and contractors, and it took us less than 30 minutes to lock down our first field trial with Canada's largest gas operator. We have finished our proof of concept, and we're moving into a 2-phase commercialization program, which will bring our first product online onshore North America in 2021. And this represents an enormous multi-billion-dollar addressable market for us. We intend to commercialise from our UK base, working through contractors, building a reputation onshore before converting back into Subsea UK. That was nearly the end anyway, thank you.
Spot on, well done, Elaine. Questions, judges?
Ben, do you want to start? Or Kirsty?
Hi, judges.
Hi, could you tell us a little bit about your team, just a wee bit more about the team you've got working with you?
Yeah, sure. So I used to work for a company that we sold in 2016 to Schlumberger, and at that time we had a chap called Stuart Brown, who was the person responsible within Shell to implement new technologies, bringing commercialization. So I persuaded him back out of retirement, told him it was going to be 2 days a week, lied remarkably, and 3 years later he is still with us. Taken on a chairman as well, Bob McAlpine, who's a fantastic individual, ex-CEO of multi-billion-dollar companies, both in coating and pipeline facilities. So very experienced onshore and subsea.
Perfect, thank you.
Thanks.
Just following on, obviously, congratulations on your first pilot contract.
Oh, thank you.
In terms of what happens next, presumably they are deploying in the field, seeing how it works, testing the solution works. Is your view to then go deeper with 1 or 2 clients, or do you think go very broadly? How quickly can you actually scale, do you think?
We will probably, well, we know with that particular client that they have multiple opportunities, and their view was make it cheaper, make it faster, make it more environmentally friendly, and get rid of welders, and we'll see what we can open up. The US, Canada and the US are quite unique in the fact that they have multiple contractors, unlike the UK, which is really around about 4 or 5. Over there, it's into hundreds. But we don't want to obviously spread ourselves thin. So we intend to concentrate on the relationships we can build within Canada and the US, growing within a quite a specific size range before we go, we can't attack everybody.
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Elaine. Well done.
Thank you. Sorry about the technical hit.
That's okay. No problem.
Well done.
So 2018 saw the addition of Dubai to the market building mission destinations, and so our 6 growth winners had a choice of destination. Those winners were Monica Tumeka of U-Fraction 8, Pooja Jain of CogniHealth, Carmen Kamiske of Technox, Carolyn Hogg of Cascade Water Products, and Ife Kanyu of IntelliDigest, and mother and daughter duo Laurel and Aisho Quinn of Sustainably. U-Fraction 8 produced sustainable, massively scalable cell separation technology. And if I say that like I understand it, please don't be fooled, but the scientists amongst you will understand. CogniHealth's app, ClicknClear, is a digital companion for carers of people with dementia, and Technox produced innovative award-winning body protection for horse riders. Last year, they rebranded as FOMO. And I've seen Monica actually commenting on YouTube, so she's clearly watching along today. Hi, Monica, great to hear from you. I'll tell you about the other 3 shortly, but let's move on now from CleanTech and Climate to FinTech and CyberSecurity with Sheila Hogan of Biscuit Tin Planning. Come in, Sheila, are you there? Any minute now, Sheila's going to appear on the screen, I'm sure. I feel I should have some jokes up my sleeve for these pauses. I can't think of any clean ones at the moment, so we'll just wait quietly.
Elizabeth, we can see her on screen, just so you know.
Ah, okay. Sheila, I can see you. Hello. Hi, Sheila, can you hear me? Now, you seem to be muted at the moment.
I think the best thing to do, Sheila, is to take out your mic, because I think that's, oh, it looks like you're coming on now in sound.
Right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh.
I can hear you now, terrific.
Brilliant.
Sheila,
I don't know what happened there, sorry.
That's okay. Do you want to start sharing your screen? You and I are in matching jackets, I've just realised.
Team colours.
Absolutely. You managing to share? There we go. Right, go for it.
It's not letting me flick through the slides. I'm sorry about this. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I'm just requesting to do remote access if I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I've got it. Or you've got it, or have I got it?
No, you've got it.
Okay, that's fine. I'll move back. There we go.
Just wait a minute. Can I have a go at getting it? I've got it now. It's okay.
Perfect.
Right, it's doing
Great.
it. Thank you. Hello, I'm Sheila Hogan, founder and CEO of Biscuit Tin Planning Limited, and my vision is to be the most trusted digital legacy leader in the UK within 5 years, with global expansion starting from year 3. The MVP proposition went live in October last year with match-funded support from Scottish Enterprise. Biscuit Tin is a digital secure vault holding all your accounts, important documents, post-life wishes, and memories all in one place that you then release to those you nominate when you die. It is born from my personal experience of losing my parents and finding out firsthand that the way we handle end of life today is completely broken and needs to change. The business model is based on 3 core revenue streams: an annual subscription to the vault, affinity partnerships with complementary propositions, and affiliate referral fees to and from related businesses. We are on the cusp of change with the way we handle end of life, and we're ahead of the curve in terms of the competition, with only one other comparable proposition in the UK and one in the US. The target market for Biscuit Tin is the over 35 digital savvy population, which equates to 19 million people in the UK alone. The route to market is via corporate partnerships, with live discussions ongoing with insurers, charities, funeral planners, and employee benefit schemes, alongside the direct-to-consumer organic growth. The technology has been developed with my partners Bad Dinosaur on the Azure platform with a unique security solution which pulls together robust best practice security components in a unique way. All IP is owned by Biscuit Tin, and the logo and strapline are registered trademarks. The Biscuit Tin team have over 90 years experience between us running and designing businesses. Myself, serial entrepreneur, and a business architecture consultant with over 30 years digital transformation experience, also past president of the Association of Scottish Businesswomen. Chris Humphrey, a partner level digital media consultant with a top 4 consultancy, and Stuart Bell, a CTO with over 20 years of technology experience across a number of industries, alongside a team of high caliber advisors and mentors ranging from a technology entrepreneur to technical finance and legal specialists. Digital legacy is a new market with a huge opportunity. The global addressable market is estimated to be worth $30 billion within 5 years. And if Biscuit Tin only achieved a 1% market share of the UK market alone, it would equate to a 20 million per annum recurring revenue business. However, we've also got global expansion with the US, Asia, and Europe within our sights. Currently, the business plan is based conservatively on 200,000 subscribers by year 5, which equates to a 5 million per annum recurring revenue business. £500,000 seed investment is now needed to fund the direct customer marketing plan and to expand the team for growth. With SaaS multipliers ranging from between 8 and 14 times revenue, a return on investment of at least 10 times seems achievable within years 3 to 5. I hope you consider me and Biscuit Tin a worthy winner of an AccelerateHER Award. Thank you.
Oh, well done, Sheila. I didn't get to use my bell again. Questions, judges.
So I have a question, sorry, here we go. Around pricing models. So what's the current, so you mentioned your kind of, what's your pricing model right now? What are your thoughts? Can we
unmute?
Sorry.
Thank you.
That's you, Sheila, you're unmuted.
Oh, now I am.
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that. Yeah, the current pricing model is on the website at the moment is $59.99 per annum, but we're actually just about to launch a coronavirus where we're actually going to offer it free until we're out of this lockdown period. So we're just getting the website changes, etc. locked down. So hopefully we can help people in this time of stress when our mortality is actually in question.
Thank you.
I have no questions, Sheila, but good pitch. Thank you.
Thank you.
I've got one question. Very good pitch. What's the handover mechanism? How does family, friends get access to the vaults?
Yeah, it's on death registration. There are some things that can be shared prior to that, things like organ donation, guardianship of pets, children, etc., which might be needed if you were kind of critically ill, but everything else gets released on death registration by Biscuit Tin operations.
Great.
Can I also ask one question then? One more question if no one asks is, what about uploading and getting all the documents up? That's obviously quite a difficult part of the job, right?
Yes, yes. So, I mean, MVP is live. One of the next developments we've got is to actually package up a guided journey as to how you might do that, because it can be a bit overwhelming. But yeah, at the moment, the actual kind of scanning and upload, you would have to upload PDFs into Biscuit Tin, whereas we've got some future developments on the backlog to actually include a scanning facility within Biscuit Tin.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you, Sheila. Well done.
Thank you.
So continuing with our finalists from, our winners from 2018, Cascade Water Products have designed an award-winning water reuse technology that fits neatly into domestic settings. IntelliDigest have developed an automated bio-upcycler that turns food waste into climate-friendly chemicals. And finally, Sustainably is an app that makes giving to charity super easy by allowing you to round up your spend to give a few pence to your favourite charity each time you shop. I had the privilege of being in California last year with some of those finalists, and we met with Ron Wiseman, a serial investor and former colleague of the late Steve Jobs. He said of these founders that it was great that they were all doing something that would make a difference in the world. He said this was a refreshing change from the norm in Silicon Valley at that point, which he described as finding the next way to get millennials to spend their money. I couldn't agree more, and I have a feeling he would say the same about this batch of finalists this year. We now move on to our second finalist in the FinTech and CyberSecurity category, Dr. Tayaba Nafiz. Tayaba, I can see you there. Would you like to go ahead and share your screen?
Here we go. Can you see?
Terrific, we can see that. So assuming the judges are ready, you can start when you're ready.
In 2016, a largely avoidable cyber attack cost Tesco Bank over £2 million. On the top, fine of £16.4 million by Financial Conduct Authority due to having poor cybersecurity practices in their system. Businesses are struggling with dynamically changing cyber attacks and increasing their cybersecurity budget hugely. For example, globally cybersecurity spend will increase £1 trillion from 2017 to 2021. Existing solutions are expensive and time-consuming, such as hiring more penetration testers or investing in expensive tools. CyberShell can help. We stop the hackers before they stop you. Our patentable automated system identifies the cyber threats and risks during software development and safeguard business-critical services while reducing 30% of businesses' cybersecurity budget. We are like a seatbelt when industry are building their software systems. CyberShell can use by government and enterprise customer, which is more than £4 billion market only in the UK. Our initial goal is work with 11 UK companies who have more immediate need and available budget to bring our solution on board year one. However, our automated system is easily scalable globally, and this will be explored in subsequent year. During last year, we have gained a deep knowledge of the problem this market faces while running a real-time trial of our prototype with industry from different sectors, such as health sector, gaming sector, and financial sector. We also gained huge traction from international market from Europe and America, and willing to run a trial of MVP with potential to be a paying customer. CyberShell at the moment is a team of 3, including myself having a PhD in cybersecurity and more than 5-year experience working in application security development. Our non-exec chair have a huge experience in tech startups and more than 15 years experience in cybersecurity, and our part-time software developers. CyberShell is a startup company. Our financial model is based on subscription, and our initial beachhead market after running trial last year with industry is financial sector. Over the next 3 years, CyberShell will have a turnover of £3.4 million with 81 paying customers, including SMEs and large organizations. CyberShell is on an exciting journey, and with the help of AccelerateHER support, we can finalize our seed investment deal of 290K, launch our P, and explore the market globally. Thank you.
Well done, Tayaba. Questions, judges?
Sorry, I forgot to move my slides.
Hi there, thank you very much. Great presentation again. In particular, for me, you talked about the financial sector and as a starting point. How easy is it for a big financial company to integrate? Or are you thinking more about the smaller and startup end as an initial market for you?
The initial prototype trials with the company give us a sense. Right now, even big or small financial companies, they are using different multiple tools to solving this problem. For example, different companies are providing them training, cybersecurity awareness training, and they are different companies providing them a tool support. But if they get a one package all in one, in the example of us, they are happy to run trials. And our initial goal is we are running a trials with the using them as a testimonial for our portfolio, and then we are giving them some initial discount for having them on board. Yes, I know this is a tricky thing, but this is depend on how badly they want to solve this problem. So that's why we are thinking, yes, there is a long way, but we are thinking how we can integrate in this market easily. So initially, we will run a trials of this MVP, which is giving us a route to the market, and we are sticking with this plan.
Okay. Can I ask a pretty technical question here, which is, at what stage of the application development is this tool being deployed to? Is it like as the dev goes, it's part of the dev pipeline, like as part of the CI/CD pipeline, or is it more like a one-time analysis of the code?
So
I'll let you answer that, Tayaba, but it'll need to be a quick answer.
Okay, so during the CI/CD pipeline, our automated system work as a security champion. But on the same time, because we are providing them the technical reports, and in the technical version and in non-technical version for the business executive as well. So we are working on two level of the software development during CI/CD pipeline, and then we are working at the end when the application is about their they are doing system testing. We help them on that stage as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Tayaba. Well done.
Thank you.
As we're about to move on to the last of our FinTech and cybersecurity finalists, I thought this would be an appropriate time to mention our Rising Star for 2020. As well as selecting the 12 amazing finalists that you've seen here today, our semi-final judges also selected a Rising Star from the remaining semi-finalists. Monica Ohashi of PolyDigitech was a semi-finalist in the FinTech and cybersecurity category, and she really stood out to the judges as one to watch for the future. PolyDigitech have created award-winning authentication technology for the financial sector using SIM cards. Monica will benefit from in-kind support to the value of £3,000 from our Rising Star sponsors, legal firm Aberdeen Considine and accountants MHA Henderson Logie. Many thanks to them for that, and of course we hope to see Monica back next year as a finalist. Moving on, we are going to hear now from Kiran Bagotra of ProtectBox. Hi, Kiran, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you, that's terrific. I can't see you at the moment. Oh,
give me 1 second. Apologies.
That's okay.
Here we go. Can you
That's
see that
great.
now?
Yes.
Excellent.
So I'm assuming that the judges are ready.
Yes, all good.
Good stuff. Kiran, take it away.
Every day we hear about another cybersecurity attack, But this picture here, which isn't just how we're all feeling about coronavirus right now, but is also the real horror of cybersecurity for most small and medium businesses, which is just them trying to buy it. If it's not thousands of pounds and months wasted with a consultant, then it's the headache of jargon or both. Imagine if instead you could, in an hour, online for free, find and buy all your cybersecurity in one place by filling out a simple questionnaire with lots of friendly, no jargon features, then compare bundles and pay in one click. Who would say no to that? Well, that's what cybersecurity comparison website and marketplace ProtectBox lets small and medium businesses do. It also takes away the same pain for cybersecurity suppliers who are trying to sell to these businesses as well. This was the light bulb moment that I had 3 years ago when I worked for the UK's Foreign and Commonwealth Office, managing the UK's relationships with other countries on cybersecurity. Just taking 10% of a $1 trillion global market is £5 billion potential for ProtectBox. So me, being me, I put my very little money where my very, very big mouth is, and my baby ProtectBox was born. We're not just making the process user-friendly by being the first to bundle cyber products using responsible AI and a lean plug-and-play architecture. We're also building trust by championing the often downtrodden small business and increasing customer engagement by letting those that wouldn't normally work in cybersecurity work in it. Small business wants to buy from those that look and feel like them. In the same way that banks sell insurance as an add-on, ProtectBox can be sold as an all-in-one cyber add-on by accountants, banks, insurers, lawyers, telecoms, basically anyone who is a data service provider, even governments. This plus direct sales gives us multiple income streams of reseller fees from suppliers, subscriptions from both SMEs and suppliers for our auto CISO extras, such as Best Buy's Market News, as well as in-license or white label fees. As a result, we've won 7 awards, been finalists in 25 others, plus 25 articles. But don't take my word for it. See for yourself. We're onboarding 20 partners as we speak, who've been waiting for our global launch, which happened recently. We can offer what we do by being a lean team, but with the right skills. We're all for girl power and outsourcing, just like our fellow small businesses. Sharing is caring, so help us spread the cyber love by joining the ProtectBox family today, by signing up on our website, partnering with us or investing. I also couldn't go without saying, do also show your love for all the key workers keeping us safe by clapping tonight at 8 p.m. Also check out the link shown at the bottom of the slide for business support, and also check out our social media for other links to help. And may the ProtectBox be with you.
Thank you, Karen. Questions?
Thank you very much. Great presentation. So my question is this. In the world where you're bringing together for SMEs a whole range of potential packages, how do you curate? How do you filter? To what extent do you allow them to mine lots of information versus providing recommendations?
So if I've understood that correctly, you're asking how do they curate the solutions. So we show them bundles, and we show them 6 bundles, and we restrict it to 6 because cybersecurity can be up to 20 different types of product categories. We show them the product category logo underneath it, and then we have our cyber risk score below it, which is from 0 to 10. And just like Skyscanner, I had to get that in Skyscanner, and,
Thank you.
and Kayak as well. We have sliders. We have a panel of sliders on the left-hand side, which show the product categories, and then they have the same 0 to 10 underneath them. And businesses can slide from 0 to 10 to change the cyber risk score of the products that we've shown them. And in the same way that you get on hotel and insurance comparison sites, we have filters at the top. So you can take product categories in or out. You can take brands in or out. And you can change the price as well at the top. So that's how the customer can curate to get exactly the bundle they want before they then one-click buy.
Very good, thank you.
How savvy do you think your buyers need to be?
So
savvy.
So one of the things that I say in the pitch is that in an hour for free, find and buy all your cybersecurity in one place, whether you're technical or not. And that is a critical thing. We've built the questionnaire to be for somebody.
Finish that up quickly.
Somebody who's technical, so they can go straight to our budget tab, use us like a supermarket, you know, like an Argos, or for a non-technical person, they go through the questionnaire. And then we have compulsory and non-compulsory questions to make it easier for them.
Okay, thank you.
That's terrific. Thank you, Kieran. Well done. And thanks for that shout out for the NHS as well. I'll certainly be hanging out my window at 8 o'clock tonight clapping.
Sure.
So 2019 was a very exciting year for AccelerateHER. We began our partnership with Barclays Eagle Labs, which amongst other things saw our finals being hosted at the very trendy Codebase in Edinburgh. We added more destinations for our market building missions, adding Berlin, New York and Boston. We also raised the bar for entry, and Scotland's female founders did not disappoint, with the largest number of entries since the awards began. This was also the year that we moved away from the ambition category and introduced the Rising Star. And it's appropriate to mention 2019's Rising Star as we are about to move on to MedTech and Science, which is the category that she fits in. Carla Brown of Game Doctor blew our judges away with her concept of using video games to teach science, with a particular emphasis at that time on antibacterial resistance. Carla continues to develop her offering, and my guess is that she's working right now on a Stop the Virus Spreading game. I hope we will see Game Doctor as a finalist in the future. So, as I said, we're now moving on to our final category, MedTech and Science. And first up for that one is Diane Harbison of Decipher Analytics. Diane, are you there?
She was in the waiting room and now she's gone. If you just bear with me. And now she's gone. If you just bear with me.
Oh, I can see her. She's back.
I'm back.
Hi, Diane. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you all?
We're good, thanks. Would you like to go ahead and share your screen? Oh, I can see her. She's back.
I'm back.
Hi, Diane. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you all? Good.
We're good, thanks. Would you like to go ahead and share your screen? Diane, do you have YouTube on?
Hi. Good. How are you all? Good.
We're good, thanks. Would you like to go ahead and share your screen? Diane, do you have YouTube on?
I shouldn't have.
Good. How are you all?
I shouldn't have.
Okay. I was getting a bit of feedback there. I was hearing everything back again, but I think it's stopped now.
Yep.
So do you want to try sharing that screen again, Diane? Sorry about that.
That's okay.
That's terrific. We can see it now. So ready when you are.
That's great. Thank you. Most medicines don't work for most people. 2/3 of patients don't respond to the first medicine they're prescribed. And this is true of many commonly prescribed medicines. For patients, this leads to time wasted at several doctor's appointments, often with no improvements in symptoms. This ineffective prescribing costs the NHS over £2 billion a year. I'm Diane Harbison, CEO and co-founder of Decipher Analytics. I've over 20 years experience in commercializing early stage IP gained in industry and academia. My co-founder is Sean Harbison, a clinician and data scientist with experience in big data projects. We aim to improve prescribing efficiency by aggregating and refining medical data currently existing in silos into a single platform we call a data commons. These will be licensed non-exclusively to pharmaceutical companies, enabling them to use AI and machine learning in drug discovery. Our initial focus is on fibrotic diseases, which contribute to 45% of all deaths in the industrialized world. We address an emerging market need of data management in life sciences, a market that is predicted to reach $141 billion by 2026. Our customer is the global pharmaceutical industry, who have already expressed an interest in our data commons. Our customer discovery suggests that they would be prepared to pay a license fee of £1 million per company per year. Our competitive advantage is access to some of the best longitudinal healthcare data in the world and our disease agnostic platform. We have mitigated as many risks as possible by extensive customer discovery, and we are in discussions with several pharmaceutical companies, all of whom are interested in our product. We're seeking investment of up to £1 million, which we will use to access additional patient data and samples, enabling us to launch our first commercial product. Our data commons will significantly improve prescribing and drug discovery on a massive scale, helping patients and clinicians have more faith in their treatments and making sure that patients get the right drug first time. I'm happy to take any questions.
Sorry, Diane, you caught me unawares there. Well done, well within the time. Plenty of time for questions, judges.
So Diane, you mentioned some of your tech. Can you go into a little more detail about how you've gotten access to the longitudinal studies that other people won't have, and also a little bit more about the IP?
Yeah, so what we are building is essentially a very large database, which is called a data commons. We'll build it on a cloud-based platform. We've recently just been given some free AWS by Amazon. And so what we will do is work with the Safe Haven, who are part of the NHS, and we will work with them to extract specific minimal data sets from the electronic health records and put that into our database, and then use data from other parts of the NHS or data that we generate ourselves to build very rich, large, uniform data sets.
Thank you.
Hi, Diane. Could you tell us a bit about the scalability of this as a solution? Where do you see boundaries, or do you see this growing and continuing to grow within the drugs industry?
Actually, so our main customer is the pharmaceutical industry, but actually, as you would expect, it has applications outside of that. So in order to enable precision medicine, which is what our ambition is, you need to have diagnostic tools. So therefore, companies who are building diagnostics would want to access this data. Companies who are perhaps helping the pharmaceutical industry to run clinical trials would also want access to this data. So actually, in terms of scalability, it's very large. Our initial focus is on the pharmaceutical industry, but we are also having conversations with other people who would be enablers for precision medicine approaches.
Okay, thank you. And what sort of clients do you have just now? Who do you already service?
So we don't have any formal clients at the moment, but we are applying for grant funding in collaboration with other pharmaceutical companies. Right. We've submitted grants with pharmaceutical companies as an active partner in that grant.
Okay, thank you.
And just
oh, sorry, Ben, pipped you at the post there.
No problem.
Thank you very much, Diane. That was great.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and thank you.
And so 3 winners were crowned at Codebase in 2019. They were Lena from Biotangents, Rachel Jones from Snapdragon, and Corinne Stales from Stales Design. Biotangents are designing molecular diagnostics for veterinary disease, and there I go sounding like I know what I'm talking about again. Snapdragon, who you may remember were an Ambition winner the previous year, are all about fighting fakes online. And finally, Stales Design have created WheelAir, a temperature control system for wheelchairs. 3 very different businesses, but all taking the world by storm and making a difference. Moving on to our second finalist in MedTech and Science now is we have Claudia from Hearing Diagnostics. Hi Claudia, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Would you like to go ahead and share your screen?
Absolutely. All right,
Terrific.
Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen, it's looking great. So
okay,
ready
fantastic.
when you are.
Okay. 1 in 6 people will develop a hearing loss by the age of 60.
Early diagnosis is crucial, as without hearing aids, individuals with hearing loss are at risk of becoming socially isolated, developing depression, and are 5 times more likely to develop dementia. Hearing screening is key. Screening is the most effective means by which to ensure that everyone with a hearing loss will receive hearing aids at the earliest opportunity. However, with current technology, 2 in 10 individuals will be missed in screening and won't receive hearing aids, which negatively affects the life of over 130 million patients around the world. At Hearing Diagnostics, we have developed a solution that removes the 20% misdiagnosis rate, helping individuals all around the globe to live a better life. Our patent-pending technology forms the basis of a new screening device for testing for hearing loss that is more robust to background noise and allows individuals untrained in audiology to run tests in short 2-minute time windows. Powered by advanced computational algorithms, our product extracts information from patients in a way that has never before been applied to audiology, enabling our technology to be more accurate than anything available currently and let us identify every person with a hearing loss every time at the earliest opportunity. The global hearing screening market has a TAM of £5 billion per year. Our entry into this market will be via high street hearing aid retailers and healthcare providers, which together have a global market of £660 million a year. And we forecast to achieve an annual turnover of £50 million a year in 5 years from now. We're employing a business-to-business SaaS model and anticipate making our first sales in 2021. And we have letters of the UK's 2 largest hearing aid retailers and the NHS health boards to trial our technology as soon as that's possible. And we're also in early stage conversations with the global market leader in hearing care. Our team has 19 years experience in computing science, 17 years in hearing research, and more than 30 years of business development experience. And we're working with advisors from the industry and NHS and universities worldwide. We've received Innovate UK and Smart funding, and we're now seeking £450,000 of investment to enable us to go to market within the next 2 years. And that's me.
Thank you, Claudia. And questions, judges?
Claudia, do you not have a sense of how, with the initial investment, how long it would take to break even?
Okay, so if we roll our product out to market in the next year, then it will take us around a year to then break even. Because with us targeting the nationwide rollout with the likes of the global, of the big hearing screen retailers, this will enable us to do so.
Thank you.
Corey, is this a first? I mean, are there any other alternatives out there other than the standard form of hearing testing?
So with what we are doing, we are the first ones to bring this sort of paradigm to the market. The way we do it, we no longer, in normal hearing testing, a lot of the paradigms work. You listen to sounds and press a button whenever you think you heard something. Now, the way we do it, we get rid of this button pressing part, but instead we present sounds and basically observe the patient, the way they behave, take this information and we can therefore make a statistically confident analysis of whether somebody has a hearing loss or not.
Very good.
Nothing from me. Claudia, great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. Well done.
Okay, I think we're done there. Well done, Claudia. That was really good.
Thank you.
And so before we hear from our last but certainly not least finalist, I'd like to give a shout out to all the semi-finalists who didn't get through to the finals today. The semi-finals were held on Pancake Day, but I can assure you there was absolutely no crepe and our judges had a really difficult job choosing. Those semi-finalists were Alicia of Sylvie Bio, Alina of SONAS Behavioural Science, Vanessa of Street Events, Caroline of TL Tech, Tina of Moneymatics, Felicia of Acone, Christine of Women's Coin, Susanna of Sixfold Bioscience, and Carla of Game Doctor. You were all absolutely fabulous. It was a great day in the semi-finals, and I just wish you could all be winners. That said, let's go to our last but not least finalist, both in MedTech and Science and in the finals overall, Lise Pape from Walk with Path. Hi Lise, how are you?
Hello, I'm well, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Are you ready to share your screen?
Yes. I will do that now.
Terrific.
Do you see my screen?
I can see your screen.
Great, I'll just put it to full screen mode.
Fab. Ready when
Fantastic.
you are.
Thank you. Okay, so hello, I'm Lise Pape and I'm the founder of Walk with Path. Walk with Path was established in 2014 with a mission to revolutionize the mobility and falls prevention sectors by providing active wearables with therapeutic benefits. We launched our first product, Pathfinder, in June 2017, and we're currently developing a second product, PathFeel, which is a connected insole. So the problem that we're tackling is that of frailty and difficulties with walking. There are over 220 million people worldwide with various difficulties causing issues with balance and walking, and therefore a higher risk of falls. Amongst the elderly population, every third person over 65 will fall at least once a year, and that's 6 people every single minute in the UK. The cost of falls is significant to the individual and their families in terms of human costs, but the costs are also significant financially. The estimate on a yearly basis in the Western world is about 47 billion only in direct costs such as A&E and ambulances. Our first solution, Pathfinder, is a visual cue attachment designed specifically for people with Parkinson's disease. In Parkinson's, about half of sufferers have a symptom called freezing of gait. This means that they feel suddenly glued to the floor and unable to move. This symptom causes a large percentage of falls in Parkinson's and can be really debilitating, causing people to not be able to move around in their own home. Pathfinder works to overcome this freezing and regulate walking. Here's a short video that demonstrates this. So what you see here is a person who is experiencing the freezing of gait symptom. He's having trouble with moving his feet forward, as you can see. And this is a home video that he shared with us afterwards. So this is what can commonly lead to a fall. Shortly, you will now see him trying Pathfinder for the first time. So what you see is a significant increase in the step length using the visual cueing system here. On the team, there is myself as the founder. I have a background in human biology, innovation design, engineering, and business. And I'm supported by my co-founder, Florian, who has a background in mechanical engineering and footwear and electronics design at both Decathlon and Microsoft. And Nuala Burke, who's got a background as an occupational therapist. We also have a broader team that is helping us on various other things, including engineering, strategy and finance and marketing, as well as mentors, supporters, and investors with a broad range of skills. Our next product, PathFeel, is an insole.
Lisa, I need to stop you there. I need to move on to the questions now. Your 3 minutes is up.
Okay, no worries.
Actually, I think you were going to cover the question that I was going to come to, which is you had the walking Pathfinder. Is that your starting point, or do you want to roll with a number of products at the same time?
Exactly. So Pathfinder is our starting point, and that's a medical device currently reimbursed in some markets in Europe, and we're working to establish that in more markets. We are a mobility company, and it is our plan to have several products in this space. So the next product is PathFeel, which is for people with sensory neuropathy as a result of diabetes, for instance. But both products are enabling people to have greater independence and reducing the risk of falls. So all of the relationships that we're building currently for Pathfinder can be utilized also for the future products.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Questions from Mealy's great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question around next steps. So it's clear that actually, let me rewind. Is this product actually available now on the market so we could well, not we, but one can purchase it?
Yeah, so Pathfinder was launched in 2017 as a medical device carrying the CE marking. This means that it's possible to buy it across the European Economic Area. And we currently have full reimbursement in Denmark and Norway, meaning that the public healthcare systems pay for the device for the citizens. And we've also had sales into NHS trusts for using clinics so far, but not to the citizens yet. So we're working on that, and we're doing a clinical study together with St. George's Hospital in South London to establish the exact NHS economic benefits, which is necessary for the citizen provision in the UK. So that's our next step for Pathfinder. We're also working on taking it live in the US. PathFeel is aimed for launch next year.
Thank you.
That's great. Well done, Lise. Thank you.
Thank you.
And especially thank you for giving me an opportunity to ring my bell there. I didn't get much chance throughout the morning, so you've satisfied my needs.
Well, I'm glad.
Thank you very much. So that's everyone. Well done, finalists. What a fantastic job you have all done. It's been a new experience, I think, for all of us, and you've all done really, really well. I do not envy our three judges the job that they have now. It's a very, very difficult one. But thank you to Ben Davey of Barclays Ventures, Kirsty Ramsey of CGI, and Kate Ho of Skyscanner. You asked some really great questions there that helped us all gain a much deeper insight into the company. So thank you very much. And we'll look forward to hearing who you pick. Just another couple of thank yous to everybody who's joined us on YouTube. There's been lots of comments going on there, and it's been really, really encouraging for us throughout the morning. I want to say a really special thank you to Alison on our team, who has had the unenviable task of making this happen today, and she's done a great job. It would be really great to see your face, Alison, so that everybody knows who's been behind this. And Alison has asked, please, if the judges could switch your videos back on. She would love to get a photo of us all on the screen, just for the records. So judges, if we can just see you again. And all it remains for me to say while Alison's doing that is that we will be back here live on YouTube at 2 o'clock, where I'll be joined by our CEO, Jackie Waring. She has been watching along on YouTube and making lots of comments, but she'll be live here with me this afternoon at 2 o'clock to announce the winners. So I'll look forward, hopefully, to seeing as many of you back then as possible. Alison, do you have everyone you need for the photo? Yes, I see Kirsty now.
Is everyone, say cheese. Fromage. Thank you. Thank you,
That's
everyone.
Great. Thank you, everyone. See you back here at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.